Alright, what's going on, everybody? I hope that y'all are having a pleasant night. I got Samurai Champloo on in the background just because I've been watching it and it's fire, and I have the ability to have a screen behind me. So I was like, you know what? If they don't want to watch me, they can watch this. But anyways, so we're talking about a book, as always. So today we have Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. Um, and honestly, guys, honestly, everybody, this book gets a lot of hate. Gets a lot of hate. It's called boring. You know, oh, he don't do nothing but fish. None of it matters. But you know what? Everybody tripping. Everybody tripping. I freaking very much enjoyed this book. As it is, as me, myself, and right now, I went into this book and I was expecting it to be a slog. It's still a short little book. Um, and I thought that it would be a hard read and I just wouldn't want to get through it. But I read it all in one day, through a few sittings. It was super enjoyable. I really liked it. I really enjoyed the character of Santiago. That's the old man who happens to be at the sea who is trying to obtain a fish. And then there's a second character. His name is Manolan. I'm likely pronouncing it wrong, but he is a boy that really cares for the old man, takes care of him, helps him set up for the day, gets some food, gets some coffee, gets him some nice nutrients, and make sure that he's doing well. And sometimes he'll go out fishing with him. But Manolan is not a part of this story, unfortunately, even though I really liked his character early on in the book, and even later on in the book, when you see him again, I really liked him. But Santiago is super cool. He's just an old guy, and he just going out there to do what he does best. And basically the whole book, well, let's say that maybe he ain't that good at fishing because he's on like an 84-day losing streak of not catching a fish every time that he goes out. So it sucks. So he's 84 days. He's 84 days. He's holeless. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to break the streak. He had a previous streak, I believe, that was 87 days without catching a fish. So he's used to it. He knows what it's like to be in the trenches, but he don't care because he knows that today could be his lucky day. And I really enjoyed it. Most of the book is just this guy going out to sea, and you really just kind of follow along with his thought process, along with his actions and what he's doing in the boat. I just loved following along with this internal monologue of this old man. It was so interesting, and it was such a good representation of just inner thoughts and like when you're alone by yourself and you have nothing better to do except just think, and your mind just goes all over the place. And this man thinks about fishing, he thinks about food, he thinks about what he needs to get done, and he thinks about baseball. And I really loved it. Like, he would start thinking about baseball while he's trying to catch this gigantic fish, and he's having like a really hard time like trying to catch this fish, and he starts thinking about baseball, and then he's like, this is no time to be thinking of baseball. So he like reels himself back in because there's something in front of him that's much more important. And we see that multiple times throughout the book where he just has to kind of like reel himself back in. I kind of, it's like honestly a decent representation of like how I deal with reading and what I started to do. It's just like sometimes you lose focus whenever you're reading. Like, you might be in a boring little part, maybe you're not like invested enough in the book right now, or maybe it's just a wrong time to read and your thoughts just start meandering. You don't know why you're thinking about the things that you're thinking about, and you don't even realize that you're really not even paying attention to the book, but you need to be conscious of that. And when you realize that, you're like, oh, my mind is drifting, let me bring it back, and start focusing on what is right in front of me, because this is what is important right now. This book makes me want to go out and fish because I understand the appeal and why this old man does what he does, because it's about the journey, it's about the dedication and trying to win what feels like a losing battle, but not giving up hope and staying dedicated and doing everything that you can do to achieve your goal in the end. And I thought it was a beautiful thing. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was I really enjoyed Santiago's character and how empathetic that he is to everything and how considerate he is to everything, whether it's other people or whether it's nature. We're on a commercial break, so y'all don't worry about that. And I really loved how he took everything and he gave it a heart and a soul, and he just was welcoming towards everything and tried to treat everything respectfully. And I feel like I would like to try and do that. I feel like that was a really remarkable thing and a very admirable quality in his character. But those are my thoughts on The Old Man and the Sea. I really did think that it was a very remarkable book. And I think that if you go into it knowing what you're about to get into, like not expecting something super invigorating, but really just kind of a character study as to who this guy is and why he does what he does, I thought it was a great thing to be a part of. I very much enjoyed it. It's a very short book. I think Ernest Hemingway is a beautiful writer as well. Like, I just loved it. I loved the way that he described the sea and the way that he would describe like the fish and stuff, and how he would describe the old man and his thoughts. Like, I thought it was a very remarkable way of going about it, and I think that he's a great storyteller, especially for something that is so minute as literally just going out into the ocean and fishing. So I thought it was great. But yeah, those are my thoughts on The Old Man and the Sea. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that y'all enjoyed, and let me know if there's anything that I should read. I saw The Bad Guys 2 today. That junk was good. Y'all should go watch that if y'all haven't seen it yet. It just came out in theaters. I highly suggest it. But on that note, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's night.